Hey, energy party people. Welcome to another rousing, not arousing, rousing episode of Magic Mondays. I'm your hostess. Are we still saying hostess? Is it like actor and actress? Like we're letting go of the actress? Who cares? Anyway, I'm your magic facilitator, Colleen McCann. That's right. So let's play my beautiful opening theme song. Wait for it, wait for it. Stop waiting. You imagine. That is not what I meant. Damn it. Okay, let's try that again. So slick. That's what I get accused of a lot is just being a little too slick and a little too perfect. Yeah. You are magic, magic. We are magic. Magic Mondays with Colleen. So pretty. Oh, it looks like there's a few people watching. So let's go ahead and smudge the space real quick, and then there'll be some theme songs. And Laura, hi. Do I have a theme song for you? It's been a while since I've seen you. Uh, I know you check in often after the show. Later, you watch it later. And oh, shoot, I forgot. Coop just sent me a message saying, hey, send me a link. Okay, so bear with me. So, that's not something I do on my phone. I know this is really good viewing. Copy. Oh, sorry, folks. Yep, this is good stuff. Sending Coop link. I'm getting a little bit better at this technical stuff, or at least the stuff I do regularly. Okay. So that being said, Coop, I hope you got your link. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna smudge in a second. So I know Yvonne has some other business today, and so let's get to some theme songs and let's get Yvonne taken care of for sure. Okay, what is happening here? Wait for it. Wait for it. Seriously, keep waiting for it. Yvonne is in the house. Check her out. Okay. So let me just look real quick. Oh, yep. Of course I have a theme song for you, Laura. Here you go.
Laura, it's Laura, and Laura is here. Hi, Laura.
So worth it, right, Laura, to show up while I'm doing this live? Yeah, anyway, and we have the amazing Dr. Shannon. Wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it. And stop waiting.
Shannon
is here. Hey, Dr. Shannon. Okay, so those are some groovy songs. Yeah, so, oh, good, Koop is here. Yeah, okay. First things first. Let's go ahead and smudge the space real quick. Yeah, going out of order. Ooh, how daring. What a trailblazer I am. It's funny. I do feel like a trailblazer in some ways, but not this. Okay. So, all right. And we're just smudging the space. Ooh, Blanca's here. Okay, Blanca, I'll do your theme song in a sec. And thanks for being here. And thank you for everyone watching now and in the future. Okay, so space has been smudged. I deem it so. Okay. So, Blanca, wait for it. Here you go.
Blanca. Oh, Blanca. Thank you for showing up today. Yay!
Okay, so welcome. Yeah, so, and if anybody's wondering, Coop is here now, so, but we're gonna make him wait a second. Yeah. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. Yeah, I mentioned last week that I got really triggered in my writing group. And there was this my writing coach, she knows so many ins and outs of this business, and she's amazing, and I love her so much. I've known her forever, and so this is not about her, in case you know her or care. Uh, yeah, no, she's been amazing, and she still is. But um, I got super triggered by I just got overloaded with all these things I'm supposed to do for my I'll just say it book drink. Um, and I've I've been suffering from so much anxiety around it. Um, and it was last Thursday that I went up to the kitchen. Our kitchen's upstairs, which is weird and awesome. Better views up there for sure. We live on a hill. So anywho, yeah, I went upstairs where and Dave was home that day. He was working on his stuff at his computer. That's where his office is by the kitchen, where the action is. And I just started bawling. So not like little not silently weeping, like bawling. Um, yeah. And he came over, of course, and was comforting me. And he said always says, like, I'm here for you. Yeah, I got you. Which is beyond lovely. But anyway, I told him can't I can't do this. And ultimately, it's not that I can't. Of course I could do these action steps. Like I'm a grown ass person. I've done a lot of things in my life. But the thing is, and the point of my fucking book is pay attention to how you feel. And this does not feel good to me at all. Um Yeah, and a lot of these action steps are ultimately about selling myself to a publisher or an agent, and I'm not looking to make my book my life. It's about my life to help other people with their lives if it fits for them. But yeah, I'm not so concerned about the selling of my book and the putting it out there of ness of my book. Um, I'll deal with that as I deal with that. But I don't, yeah, clearly it's not the way I'm supposed to go. And well, another huge part of what I say over and over in my book is part of my magic is go where I'm led. And everything in me it's not just the lazy part of me, because there's that. I acknowledge that. But the bigger part of me, like deep down, it's like, I'm not interested in doing it this way. Yeah, so I officially decided, at least for the moment, but I officially decided that like there are a few little things I still need to do, stupid things like book recommendations. What are my book recommendations? Which is dumb because I have many and I just have to write them out. And I need to find an editor as always, and I feel really alone in that job. Yeah. So that being said, I'm just gonna find a way. It might just be through Amazon. I don't know, but find the easiest route. And ever since I said all this to Dave, like seriously, out loud crying, and a lot of, yeah, I've felt so much better ever since. Yeah, and I am very susceptible to feeling anxiety and feeling that of others, so when Dave's in the middle of it, which he kinda has been to a degree, and he says hi to everybody, by the way, uh, uh, yeah, sometimes I realize, like, "Oh, fuck, I'm not feeling bad." Well, I am feeling bad, but I'm feeling Dave's stuff. Being an empath is hard, there's a lot of magic in it, but, yeah, it's hard. And I know everybody has a hard time in their own way, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, being empathic is really fucking hard. Yeah. Anyway, so that happened. So I'm working on going more at my own pace that feels better. Because constant anxiety, that's not how I want to live. I already have enough of that just in general. Yeah, so there's that. And one thing I wanted to mention, well, just to break things up a little bit, let's show. some new stuff. Oh, yeah. So just in case you need this, and I think it's cool, I might even make it into a canvas. This has been my mantra lately. So my word is compassion. If you got my email today, it's all about compassion. And I am resilient and my body is brilliant. And I signed up for one of those like summits where a bunch of experts talk about things. And gratefully, it's just kind of like an hour a day, and I can watch the repeat. It's only available for 24 hours. But I've been watching them every day, which is unlike me because I'm still burned out on school. And I graduated in 2001 with my doctorate. Anywho, um, and the first one was Bruce Lipton, and he was, as I'd like to brag, when I was in my clinic later in chiropractic school during my clinic experience, which is hardcore hard. He was my teacher for a class, and I didn't really pay much attention because I didn't have it in me, but I wish I could take the class now. It was called Fractal Biology. Anyway, but most importantly, it's 11:11, and I'm going to stop right now and make a wish. I don't care what time it is where you live. It's 11:11 here. Make a wish. Ooh, okay. Yeah. So I was in the middle of talking about whatever I was talking about. Um, Book stuff. Yeah, whatever. So wherever I was going, yeah. Again, I say whatever. So I wanted to. I got a bunch of Rumi quotes. Let's just pick one at random because I've been using the same Rumi quote for couple years. Yeah, and it's a good one. I even included in my book. Drink. But here's one. What you seek is seeking you. Yeah. I heart Rumi. Yeah, so what I ultimately want in life, well, one of my big things is I want to help people. I want us all to feel better. And like as I've mentioned, part of what I want, like with my book, I just want a product. I just want it done. I want to have a book in my hand. I'm not a Kindle person, but it'll be set up for that too. And ultimately, at some point, there'll be an audio book, but I just want a product in my hand so I can buy them, buy my own books, um, and send them to women's prisons. And that's the whole thing. I have to figure out how that works. But I know it is a thing, and I really want to help. Well, my book is, at least at the moment, it's dedicated to all women who are in any kind of prison, be it emotional, spiritual, physical. Um, yeah, and I'm interested in things like that. Like I'm interested in going on Mimi's Facebook Live, or it's probably more of a YouTube Live, where she has a lot of subscribers, um, and like, so going on her woo woo show and talking about my book when I have a product. Yeah, so doing all this other stuff and selling myself. I've always said with my book, I don't want to be anybody's bitch. I just don't. I haven't been anybody's actual employee. Um, Gosh, probably since I stopped working for the Sacramento County Department of Human Assistance, back in 97, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been my own boss, which is a little dangerous because I'm pretty lenient with my employees, which is me. Yeah. So I just don't want to be anybody's bitch. I don't want to have to sell anybody on what I do. And I know that's part of the whole marketing thing, but that stuff is so distasteful to me, and it's not where I'm led. And clearly, this is not. I'm not in this. Of course, I want to make money, but the healing part comes first, and it's a hard thing for a lot of healers to deal with the charging for your services and all that shit. Um, so clearly, my book is a labor of love, and if this labor of love comes with any kind of financial compensation, that's wonderful. But that's not where I'm coming from. So therefore, yeah, I'm not going to be anybody's bitch. Anyway, but let's get to our sponsor this week. I really love this business. It's a women-owned business. And if you, they're the kind of the triple A of women-owned towing businesses. And this is Camel Towing. Camel Towing. They'll pick you up lickety split, and that's not just lip service. That's right, camel towing. Okay, let's see. So we did our Rumi quote, camel towing. Oh, and one more thing. Well, at least one more thing before we bring Coop on. Um, yeah, every time I say coupon, there has to be a sponsor in that. I'm always on the lookout. Yeah, but something interesting happened yesterday. And if you do energy work, or if you're interested in having work done, um, yeah, I thought you might find this a little fascinating. So, and if you don't, well, I'm sorry, then you don't have to pay for this. Anyway, so yeah, so I hope I'm not talking out of turn. Dave's really open. Um, yeah, so uh, he has this long-term thing where, and it's not all of his brain, but there's a part of him that gets convinced that at any moment he's going to have a heart attack and die. Yeah. And his huge fear, just to take it deeper, it's not just to die, but it's not even about dying. Well, it is part about that because we really love each other and we want to spend a lot of time together. But it's like the bigger fear is that he would have a massive heart attack and be disabled and not die, and then just be a burden. Um, yeah, I assured him if he does have a massive heart attack, please still live. Like, I still want you around for sure. Um, but I think that's a thing for a lot of men, or men in general, is like one of their big focuses or reasons to be on the planet, or however you want to look at it. Words not coming to me, um, is providing and working and being of service, like to families or whatever your business is or whoever you're serving. Um, and when that's gone, that's huge. I think that's why a lot of men, especially, men have more of a tendency to retire, not have a plan in place of what their purpose is, and then croak, as Abraham Hicks says. Yeah. So anyway, so he has this thing where he's just like, oh, he's gonna die at any moment, which I find concerning, and and so I look at things a little differently, and so I asked him like, well, how about we check like, how about we check on this energetically? And so rather than just going straight to checking with the pendulum, I had him lie down on our chiropractic table that's in our bedroom, along with the stripper pole. Lots of action in that room. Anyway, uh, yeah. And so I had him lay down, hold his arm up, and I had him say his name, so he's strong. Um, and I had him say, "My heart is healthy." Very strong. Yes. Okay. I want my heart to be strong. Yes. It's safe for my heart to be strong. Yes. I'm willing for my heart to be, oh, it was healthy, not strong. I'm willing for my heart to be healthy. And it was super weak. And this is my point of this long drawn out story is his body, there's something in his energy that is like, "No, I'm not willing to have a healthy heart." And we were both like, "Whoa." And I remember many, many years ago, I used to go through these times earlier on in my energy work, obviously, because it was many years ago. And I would just have these times of like, I'd be at the office and in the middle of doing my work, and it was just like, I wouldn't even take breaks sometimes. I'd be so into it and learning stuff. And yeah. But when I'd have my days off, the monkeys in my mind would be like, "What you do is bullshit. I can't believe you say that out loud. The shit you say out loud." Yeah, welcome to being a magic person and or badass. if I do say so myself. So I'd be at home, like, on a day off, and all these voices in my head of like, this is bullshit. Why are you even doing this?" Um, and I would cry and cry. And I remember one night, I was hanging out with Dave, just watching TV, just hanging out, and I was silently crying next to him. And I looked at him with tears in my eyes, and I'm like, "Do you think what I do is bullshit?" And without missing a beat, he said, "No, I think you're afraid of your power." And I'm like, "I'm not afraid of my power. You're wrong." And so we didn't stop there. We went into my then office, and I got on my chiropractic table, or my massage table, lifted my arm up, and he had me say, "I am powerful," and it was rock solid strong. Like, okay, whatever. I'm used to that. And it's safe for me to be powerful, and that was really strong. But then the magic question, that's why I'm beating this to death. If you care to look at this stuff for yourself, or if this resonates at all for you, I said, "I'm willing to be powerful." And it was like I had no muscles in my shoulder. It was just, I had him do it over and over because it was so fascinating. It's like I was trying my hardest and there was nothing there. And so I don't know how we took care of it at the time. It was whatever energy work was coming through at the moment. We did that. Um, and at the time, I remember we got like check back in 2 hours. So we just watched TV until I remember like 10 o'clock at night, and went back to the massage table. I lifted my arm and I said, "I'm willing to be powerful." And it was like, and by grrr, I mean very, very, very strong, like fuck yeah, strong. Um, yeah. And so, so Dave's body was like, "Nah, I'm not willing to have a healthy heart." And then we asked his body, like, "Okay, is there something we can do energetically to help you be willing to have a healthy heart?" Of course. Um, and what was interesting about asking that is he's like, "Whoa." He's like, "I'm feeling a little disappointed about that." So what the fuck with this part of him that's wanting them to have an unhealthy heart? So basically, blah, blah, blah. We went downstairs to where my pendulum lives, and to my office chair, which is the couch, as I've mentioned, and I, started checking in on his heart, and sure enough, I got all the same answers that his body gave earlier, and, we started working on it. Um, and I believe, now that I think of it, what showed up was him, oh, Shannon says in Florida, it's 222. So Make-A-Wish, okay. Thanks, Shannon. And just to say, Shannon says, "Love and light." Hell yeah. Or as I sign my emails off with, in fun and light. Uh, but love is awesome too. Can't say all the words in my closing. Anyway, so we checked on Dave's heart, and basically what happened, it was all showing up around one lifetime ago, age 22, I believe, or 21. And and just a little backstory on that is that many, many years ago, we were checking me for something using muscle testing. I wasn't even using a pendulum yet, and it was showing up like my stories. I That's been consistent for even before I met Dave. Is that ultimately I was what I call a low class Japanese prostitute, basically sold as a child by my poor family. Yeah. So, anywho, and that's been a treasure trove of things to clean up. And what we found one day, which sent me into like the most crying I've ever done as a result of getting answers in an energy healing session, is that he was kind of one of my Johns, if you will, and and we fell in love, and he was trying to help me escape, and accidentally smothered me in the process. Anyway, not gonna cry. Um, Yeah, I was surprised how much I cried that day. It's like, "Ooh, yeah, that hit something." Anyway, and so we had to do some more cleanup for him around that, regarding his heart. Yeah, so blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, we ended up, got to the point where, oh, yeah, it was an incarnation issue. So he was not ready to incarnate, fully be in his heart in this lifetime. Yeah, and so did all the work that we needed to have him be ready to do that. So we did that, and then, we got, both with pendulum and muscle testing, to really hit home. Especially, it's really nice sometimes to have somebody feel it in their own body, like, "Yeah, you might be thinking this, but your body's like, 'No, your body's the best and the boss.'" Excuse me. So, um yeah, so his body, in many ways said, "Yes, I'm willing to have a healthy heart." So that's where we left that, and we'll just keep checking in on that because it's a big issue. And let's see what Beth has to say. Hi, Colleen. I deeply resonate with everything you're saying. I have to consistently check myself for these subconscious beliefs and shift them. Yeah, well, good on you, Beth, that you're doing that. And better on you, Beth. That's right. Let's find your theme song. Oh, I love yours, Beth. Here we go. Based on my favorite Kiss song, or the only Kiss song I really know of. Here we go.
Beth, I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you stick around. Welcome.
So goofy. Anywho, welcome, Beth. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So that was a lot yesterday. But it was great. And it's so good when I'm in a more solid place. Ever since my breakdown, which is really a breakthrough on Thursday, I was able to be very like not freaking out and getting like triggered by Dave saying, like, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack any second. Ugh, yeah. And he's got good evidence. Good evidence. His uncle died of a heart attack. I think maybe just a couple years older than Dave is now. His dad had heart problems, and I truly believe that what previous generations aren't able to or don't look at, no, no blame really, but whatever energy or family themes aren't addressed and worked on and worked through, it's left to the next generation. So I intend to get that cleaned up with Dave. Just saying. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. So let's see what our friend Koop wants to talk about. Here we go.
Ooh, ooh, we're catching up with Koop.
We're catching up with Koop. Yeah. Hey, Koop.
Hey everybody. Hey Colleen.
How are you doing?
Good. Still, well, I'm I'm good. I think that's a good word for it. I'm not like great, but I'm not down or not. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling like, I need to get a job and I have some things I'm not still been putting off. But today I'm getting ready to go down to my parents' house in San Ramon, and my dad and I are gonna study up for the next step of notary public stuff, becoming a signing agent. That's when you do all the like mortgage, trust, that kind of property stuff. That's
Oh, wow.
that's where you get like multiple signatures at one time. That's where you can make a lot more money as a notary public. So we're doing that. I'm kind of I've been kind of, I don't know, like I mentioned last week, I was sort of kind of been wallowing, haven't been really doing the hard things, and been feeling kind of guilty and anxious about that. Shauna came last week on Friday, and so that made me get the place cleaned up and nice looking. It always helps me. I don't know why I don't do that for myself.
Oh my God, having visitors like really puts a fire under me for sure.
Yeah, it's a requirement. I can't. I was gonna say I can't do it for myself. I won't for some reason. I let I'll take the trash out like once a week instead of when it's ready, and just
Oh, you're the one.
I let things go. I'll get to it. I'll get to it, and then it's a huge deal, and I really put it off. So I got that done, and she's coming back on Wednesday or Thursday, so I can't let things go too far. But actually, so I'm head down to live with the dogs. We're gonna spend a couple of days at the rent, and see my mom since I don't know, Christmas maybe.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I can't remember, but if I've been down there since then, I don't remember. But
That's okay.
so I'm looking forward to get out of town for a little while and coming back to a clean place. That's always a big deal for me. Coming back to a nice apartment.
Oh, anytime we go anywhere for any extended period of time, I always do my best to make things as pristine as possible because it's so nice to come home from a long drive. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So other than that, I want to be working on your app. So I haven't
Well, I
really.
know, I was just thinking about that the other day. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, that just
Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
done anything on it in a while, so I need to get some traction on that. So I have things to do, and I feel like I was saying before, I'm nowhere near where I was. I was like pretty close to just inert. I mean, I couldn't go out to get the mail, or brush my teeth, kind of thing. So I'm nowhere like that. But yeah, I guess I'm generally, I don't know, I'm finding really not, I can't say frustrated, but yeah, I mean, I'm feeling some urgency. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, I just feel like I need to get some things done, and I'm not doing them. So
Well, you're not alone.
yeah, I know. So I just say I get, and just if my therapist would say, again, just recognize how far you've come already. Give yourself some credit, and
For
just,
sure.
and
I'll second that.
yeah, and every day is a new beginning. So just because I didn't do it yesterday doesn't mean I can't or won't do it today. So yeah, just I'm not going to give up.
Have some self-compassion because you have come a long way. And I have to remind myself too, it's like, okay, like I'll have days where I feel like I'm not really doing much and there's all the things to do and I'm not doing it right, blah, blah, blah. But then I think about like, okay, well, this year I faced one of my biggest fears, my tech fears, and now I'm sending out, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but but like confronting my email list. And I've had many unsubscribers, which is a little hard on the ego, but it's like I've been
Oh,
collecting these emails for forever, and I wouldn't remember who these people are. They probably don't remember me either.
exactly right. No, yeah.
And
So
I think some probably go to junk or whatever, and people don't subscribe or unsubscribe for whatever reason. And I just try to think of it as cleaning up. Um, yeah, but anyway, but confronting that and doing that once a week, like it takes me time and it's an effort and it's a commitment. And doing this once a week, it's a commitment. Like, and I've been doing this regardless of how many or how few people watch it. It's been great. And I have to give myself credit for that. And my book is really done. Like the bookness is done. It's just all the other extraneous bullshit that I don't. Ugh. But it's like I really well in my email I talked about like I try to give myself credit like and like how am I kicking ass right now? I'm kicking ass in a lot of ways and it really helps me what helps me stop the cycle at least for a while of like what I'm not doing right. So
right,
you
yeah,
might want to think about like how great are you? Like even if like wow, I'm still breathing, I'm still ambulatory, I have food to eat, I have shelter
right.
and you have your
Yeah.
dogs, Yeah.
So yeah, that's the other thing I focus on is so yeah, gratitude, just simple. Wow, the sun feels good on my skin. I mean, just the littlest of things. You can take some pleasure in that. That helps and just gets me out of my, because yeah,
Yeah.
it's human nature to dwell on the negative. When you took a test, you look at the ones that you missed. You ignore all you didn't give yourself a pat on the back for I got 86, got 90 right. No, you look at the ones that you didn't get right, the ones that were in red, and um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
I
not
do
a
that.
lot of training to focus on
No,
what's right. And what Blanca says is she tries to think that her challenges, this is a two-parter, revolve around man-made procedures. Yeah, for sure. Um, and self-imposed limits. Oh God. Yeah. You said it, Blanca. And like with this book thing, I know going back to the book, but just because somebody else thinks this is what the thing to do, I have to take back my own power. Not that anybody took any power from me. That sounds accusatory, but take back my power and remember this is my gig. This is my baby. And I'm going to have to do it the way it feels right to me. And then my whole body agrees.
yeah,
It's like, And seriously, that's what my book is about, is like paying attention to this shit. And here I am not paying attention to that shit until I had to fucking sock me in the face. Yeah.
But it's good you got it. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not as
And
yeah.
yeah. And just because, yeah, just, I guess, just comes back to remember what you're doing right. And just an idea, I've said it probably out loud many times here, but one of the ways I get a lot of relief and often insight, and sometimes I'll bawl my eyes out, like just talking to the universe. And, I have one of my luxuries is that I get to be, might not sound like a luxury to everybody, but to me, I get to be home a lot. And when Dave's at work 3 days a week, I'm by myself. And so, I'm my own boss. And so I get to do what I want to do around working. But even when I do work for people, it's on my schedule anyway. Yeah, I'm like completely in control of that. And anyway, not to brag, but and my lifestyle would not be everyone's cup of tea, that's for sure. But I'm really appreciative of it. And one of the things I do, whether I have a question or I just do it spontaneously sometimes, I sit in my office chair with a couch and I talk to the universe. And I just, and I usually start with 5 things that I'm grateful for. And then just talk to just start talking out loud. It's like you have your therapist. So it's the difference between me talking to the universe and you talking to your therapist, Coop, is, well, there's a person that talks back. But I get my messages in other ways. So and just the fact, like, just getting it out, I'm often surprised, as I often say, I'm often surprised at what comes up and what shows up, what comes out of my mouth. Like, oh, okay.
That's what happens to me almost every session that I have. Is I go out thinking I don't really have a whole lot to say. I don't have any specific issues this week, and I don't really, this will be a short one. And I start talking, and she maybe prompts me a couple times, or focuses or rewords what I'm saying. But I'm just kind of rambling on myself for 45 minutes, and with very little input from her, leading myself to questions and other ways of looking at things that I had never considered before. It's not anything that she's really doing, but other than just helping, facilitating me.
Well, she's holding space and witnessing you, which takes a lot of energy.
and actually that really, and she also, she gives me some minimal accountability. I mean, it's not like she's going to get mad at me if I don't do what I said I was going to do, but I know that there's someone going to be asking about what I said I was going to do. That really helps too. So, but yeah, it really is a lot. I mean, most of therapy really is just me talking out loud, and one thought leading to another thought, and making connections that I had seen
And do you
before.
usually feel better afterwards?
Oh, always.
Always, yeah. Same with me and the universe. Yeah. And what does Blanca have to say? Like, it's okay to say no to the things that don't work for us. Hell yeah. That sounds so simple, Blanca, but it's amazingly not.
Yeah, we think we need to get rid of the concept of normal, and what like I'm not doing all the things that normal people do, and it's like normal is just to set her on the dryer, honey. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's also human nature. Is like, am I doing this right? What's everyone else around me doing? It's kind of the herd mentality, and there's some safety in that, but yeah, it really does limit our growth as people, and perpetuates.
Yeah. Okay, I'm mentioning my book again, but I said something which always pleases me when I read it. I'm like, oh, I wrote that. It's kind of like, it was all about, like, what I'm perceiving everyone else is doing, and I'm not doing it right or whatever. But then I talk about, like, yeah, maybe slowing down and doing it my way is best for me. And rather than keeping up with the Joneses, maybe the Joneses should cool their jets and be more like me.
Right.
Boom, drop the mic or the pendulum or whatever.
The criteria seems sometimes so arbitrary, like right now our society is about who has the most and best stuff, and it wasn't always like that, and it probably always won't be again. So I don't know, it is just the what is good and what's not, and what's okay and what's weird is arbitrary and constantly changing too. So we really need to not get hung up on comparing ourselves to what everyone else is doing, and yeah, but like I said, find what makes sense for us. So
Well, and also something to consider is I think it's kind of a societally agreed upon bullshit of um, work yourself into the ground, and then you can pay for all your stuff and your vacations where you give yourself a chance to maybe slow down, except now you're worrying about paying for that giant vacation. And yeah, and it's like, Dave works 3 days a week, and that's because he used to work 4 in the office, but he does other stuff at home too. But uh when he got in a scooter accident many years ago, I suggested, hey, why don't you take off Tuesdays as well? Because Thursday's a chiropractic holiday for a lot of chiropractors. Anyway, so now he works Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so never more than 1 day in a row. And part of me is like, oh, well, part of him, I should say, is probably not even me. I'm just feeling his stuff. Is like, well, maybe he should be working more and working more and working more and making more money so we could sock more money away. But we've chosen to enjoy our lives more. Yeah,
because
and
20
taking
years
care of
from now is not
ourselves.
guaranteed. I mean, right? I mean, obviously you want to plan, but only to a point. I mean, every day is a gift, and I mean, yeah, people work themselves to death for their whole lives, and then they die. And, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
that doesn't sound like living to me. And I've done the whole regular job thing, and I can't even fathom now working 5 days a week and having to get dressed up for it too, and then deal with all the people. Um,
yeah, I don't know how they
yeah,
do it. It seems quite beyond me now.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, I
And
commuting an hour and a half each way. I mean, I spent,
yeah, I had
so
an
yeah,
hour and a half commute at one point. I'd spend
that's
the nights
fantastic.
at Sadie's, so I'd break up my drive. But yeah, I drove from San Ramon to Sacramento. Um,
Brutal.
and Jim and I got married. Yeah.
I love it.
So, anywho, yeah. Well, hey, let's do some energy work. And I know you need to cut out by noon.
I
So,
do, yeah. When you get out on the road, because my dad's
okay. So
it,
let's do.
it's an open book. And we can take the last time we had to take a test at like a certified center with like
Mhm.
proctors, and now it's just an online test. So,
Oh,
which
good.
I mean, that sounds like open book to me. They can say whatever they want, but if you're at home alone, I think books are
So, do you think
allowed.
do you think you get that kind of privilege to do it from home, and they trust you more because you passed the first one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So you've earned it.
Yeah, even in the 80s or 90s, there was no test at all. You just signed up, and they said, "Okay, you're a notary." So
Wow.
yeah,
That sounds, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the last interview I had for a job, which was in 1989, I think. With That's right, Sacramento County Department of Human Assistance. It was social services at the time, and I really needed a job, and I'd kind of fucked something up, but somebody, thank God, caught my mistake. And anyway, in the whole application process, and all my eggs were in this one basket. I was going to work for the fucking welfare department, and she says with love, because I'd been an intern. I'd done my internship at social services in Yolo County while I was in school, and that didn't put me off. And ultimately, I wanted to go back and get my MSW and be a social worker because I wanted to save the world until I realized, no, I still want to save the world, but not working for those fuckers. So anyway, but the interview process was a group interview process at some big building in Sacramento. Um, and so there was a room of maybe 15 to 20 of us sitting around a table. And one person was up there saying, okay, people are going to cry. People are going to do this. This is going to be part of the job, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I would love to re-experience it for a second to see how much of this is accurate in my memory. But I remember being thrilled because, like, fuck yeah, they can say anything. I'm going to take this goddamn job. Anyway, and yeah. And I wasn't about to move back home because I'm not a boy, because boys seem to move back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have brothers. Yeah. So anyway, and basically they're like, "So do you want the job?" And I remember like excusing myself. I said yes, excusing myself because my meter was going to run out, and I wanted to get on the ground and kiss it because I got a job with the welfare. Um, yeah, and it was a great experience. Yeah, in a lot of ways. And then when I realized it was killing my soul, that's when I needed to leave and become a chiropractor. Anyway, because of a car accident, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that being said, wow, that was a long road. Okay. So welcome to anybody who's joined us. I see the crowd has enlarged. That's not right.
Embiggened.
Okay. Anyway, so let's do a grounding for the group. Let's do some magic. So pick a chakra, any chakra. I'm going to go with my heart chakra, our beautiful, powerful hearts. And that includes Dave McCann's. Okay, so, and the color for that is Roy G. Okay, so Roy G Bib, if you're going up the rainbow of your chakras. So that is green. So picture this beautiful green light, whatever shade of green you choose, and imagine your heart center getting that beautiful light expanding out, ultimately to the far reaches of the universe. And that includes dipping down into beautiful Gaia, Mother Earth, and bringing up some of her grounding, nourishing, supportive energy. Yeah, Gaia is amazing. And Gaia will survive no matter what we stupid fucks decide to do with it. Like, this isn't an Earth problem, this is a people problem. So, when everybody talks about, like, oh, the world's coming to an end, which reminds me, and maybe things are more serious now, but hasn't people always been saying the world's coming to an end? And I know it does occasionally because we have to like start over as a species because we're people. Anyway, wow, way to not end the grounding. There was a little disruption there. Okay, so expansion down to Mother Earth, and then we're going to open our crown chakras and allow in the cosmic energy to swirl through and connect with Gaia's energy, creating an interface between heaven and earth, is how I look at it. Okay, so we're going to put out a request or just an announcement to any dead people that are ready to move on to the light. They're just a little stuck and they just need an escort. I'm inviting you to come and be helped home, if you will. So, first of all, so my name is Colleen. Yep. Okay, it's safe to do some energy work for the group. Yes. Okay. Are there any dead people connected to anybody watching now or in the future that are ready to move on to the light? Yep. Okay. So do we have an escort? Yes. Is Jesus our best escort? Yep. Jesus, are you ready to take these people home? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to be quiet and hold space for Jesus to do his thing. Okay, so Jesus, did you take home the dead people that were ready to move on? Yep. Okay, and just a reminder, if you're watching in the future, that any magic that we do today is for you. Well, if it applies to you. But don't worry about that you're not watching live. It's all good. Energy doesn't care about that shit. Okay, so energy has quite a potty mouth too, I see. Yeah, okay, so let's do some magic. So is there something energetic we can do for the group today? Yep, this is something on my master menu. Yeppers. What did I say about yeppers? This is in column A. Yes. In an odd numbered row. No. This is in row 2. Yes. Okay. Row 4, 6. Okay. So that takes us to trapped emotional energy. Okay. And I know you're asking, even though you wouldn't be asking probably if you watch regularly, because I probably say it every time. But yes, my emotional charts will be included in the book, and that my beautiful colored charts will be available for downloading. That's right. Okay, someday. Not yet, but someday. Okay, so there's trapped negative emotional energy that needs to be cleared for whoever needs it. Yep. This is in column A. Yes. In column B, column C, no. Column A in an odd numbered row. Oh, my answers are getting tinier. Yeah. Okay, in row 1. Yeah. In row 3, 5, no. Okay, well, that's my friend anger. I'm not going to go into a bunch of stories about anger. I'll just leave it at, as I always say, I love when trapped anger shows up for myself or anybody I'm working with. Um, yeah, I don't think we're really trained to give it a proper exit strategy. Yeah, because most of us don't want to feel our shit. So, anywho, okay. So, anything we need to know specifically about this anger? No. Do we need to know where it's being held? No. Okay. My name is Colleen. Yeah, just making sure. Okay. So it's safe and appropriate to clear some anger for the group today, watching now or in the future. Yep. Are we ready? We are safe and appropriate from the light. Yep. Okay. So if this is for you, here we go. We're sending all of that energy, that vibration, that frequency, anger, we're sending it all to the light. And in its place, we're going to fill up the spaces once occupied by that anger energy with energy of relief and freedom. Let's do another heap and helping of relief, compassion, self-compassion especially, and lots and lots and lots of love. Okay. So, have we successfully released this energy of anger, or this layer of anger for the group? Yes. Okay. Is there something else to do for the group today, energetically? Yes. This is on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. Oh, in column B. Yeah. Okay. This is in an odd numbered row. No. Okay. This is in row 2, 4, 6. All right, let's see what our winner is. Okay. Mystery work. Okay, so when mystery work shows up, what that means to me is basically I go in and do what I do, take care of whatever I see, and then if there's something coherent enough to report, I will. So, you know what? I'm going to put on some music for this one. That's right. I haven't used any of the music from StreamYard lately, ever since I came up with my snazzy little opener with my beautiful song. Hey, Art and Erica aren't here today. Wah, wah. Okay, okay, let's pick this one. Yeah. Okay, so bear with me while I do some energy work for the group. And let's just make sure. So this is safe and appropriate for the light to do energy work for whoever needs it in the group watching now or in the future. Yep. Okay, here we go. Okie dokie. Not sure if playing the music is a good idea because it's just cracking me up. Okay, so have we successfully completed this mystery work for the group? Yes. Is it worth sharing? Yes. So basically, it was just the visual I got was of sweeping out a room, clearing out some shit. So, yeah, some extraneous bullshit that yeah, that one might have to do extra waste energy on processing all the shit that doesn't need to be there in order to get to what we really need to focus on, if that makes sense, I hope. Yeah, so I guess ultimately the feeling afterwards was more clarity. And that's what I see all of this stuff at. Well, not maybe not all of it, but a lot of it, like the trapped emotions. Like when you locate or like we located a trapped emotion and clear it, I think of it as I often say, it's like you're cleaning off yet another, maybe just a little bit, but cleaning off a little more of your windshield of perception so you can see more clearly rather than having to filter your everyday everything and all your thoughts through the myriad of uncleaned up shit, energetic shit. So one less piece of energetic shit to look through. How about that? She says in her classy way. Okay. All right. So is that enough of an explanation? Yes. Okay. Is there something else energetic we can do for the group watching now or in the future? Yep. This is on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. Nope. In column B. Nope. Is this an incarnation issue? Nope. This is the what I still call the new thing. Yeah. Okay. All right, so it's called Supported Optimism Infusion Upgrade. So, all right, I'm going to do this for the group. Nope. Are we going to have a guest star do it? Yep. Okay. Do they want to test through me? They do. Okay. So please show up. So my name is Colleen. Nope. I'm testing as someone else. I am. Okay. Is it one of these guys? Nope. So not an ET. Is it one of these guys? Yes. So it's an ascended master. Why do I point in those directions? I have no idea how that started showing up, but yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, so an ascended master, this is a female ascended master. Nope. This is a male ascended master. Yeah. Anybody I've heard of? Well, that helps. Yes. Okay, this is Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is Buddha. Nope. Lao-Tzu. No. Okay. So Jesus, you're going to take care of this for us. Yes. And you come from the light, come from the light, come from the light. Yep. Come from the dark, come from the dark, come from the dark. No. Okay. Rockstar security. Okay. Because every so often somebody in non-physical is like, yeah, I'm so and so. Nope. Okay. Yeah. So, but Jesus is here. Yay, Jesus. Okay. So Jesus, you're ready to do this supported optimism infusion upgrade for the group watching now and in the future. Yep. Okay. So just relax. There's nothing you need to do, and if this is appropriate for you, you'll receive it. Here we go. And that's our indicator that Jesus is done with that. So let's see. So Jesus, have you successfully completed this supported optimism infusion upgrade for the group? Yes. Thanks, Jesus. Okay. So is that a good place to stop for the group today? It is. Okay. So we got what we needed for today. Yes. Okay. Thanks, energy. All right. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And Koop, do you have any? Well, I always appreciate you, Koop, for showing up. It just makes things so much better. It just makes me so happy that this somehow worked out.
I always feel better. I'm done. I always feel better after our.
Yeah, me too.
Know what's going on, but yeah, it makes you feel better. So I'm in.
Well, cool. Well, I hope you have a great time with your parents. Please tell your mom I say hi.
Well, yeah.
You can say hi to your dad too, but I've never met him. But your mom, I don't think she's had her fingers in my mouth. Has she? Did she do? Because she was okay. That sounds weird.
She used to be a hygienist, but then she just became just a regular dental assistant. So she would just be like hand in the
okay. Yeah, he was super cute too.
She's going to take your X-rays probably. So she might have put the thing.
I remember talking to her. Oh, and she was the one that told me, because I was like becoming a chiropractor at that time when I went to that dentist, and she suggested that I stop chewing my nails and grow them out a little bit.
Well, she used to have a real problem. She used to wear gloves, so she wouldn't do that. And her mom promised if you stop wearing your gloves, I'll buy you this extra fancy nail kit and stuff, and you stop doing that. So she had a real personal struggle with that.
Yeah, well, but I still remember her words, so I always try to keep them. I do still chew my nails, but I feel less shameful about it ever since I did a shame dump and included that. So whatever, that's what I do. Yeah. Anyway, but please tell Marilee I said hi, and please tell your lovely daughter hi as well.
I'll
say hi to your lovely son, but once again, I don't know him. Anyway, enough on that.
So, after finals are done, in about a month or so.
Oh, and Yvonne, you stuck around. That's so great. So she says, I'm so grateful for the two of you. You make a difference in my life. Well, right back at you, Yvonne. And you and I will be talking soon, Yvonne. Anyway, and Laura says, thank you. Thank you for showing up, Laura. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Now and in the future.
I don't know what doc means, but I'm grateful you showed up, Blanca. And I love your theme song. Anyway, let's try to time this with my song. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it with my new thing. Okay, so bye, Koop. I love you, and I love you all. Thank you. Hope to see you next week, and I hope you're getting my emails and maybe even reading them.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, see you next time.
All right, buddy.
You are magic, magic.